All right, everyone, hold on to your assholes. The Epstein file release could literally come today. I was skeptical that there was going to be a release at all. I figured, you've got the papers on your desk and the legal process is long. Then I realized, of course, this morning, because 20,000 people messaged me about it, basically, oh shit, maybe I was wrong on this one. It looks like we might actually get them this afternoon, so we're talking a matter of hours. So we've got breaking news. It has been announced, and Blackburn is involved, and Marsha Blackburn is not necessarily the most principled conservative in the world, not necessarily core MAGA or anything like that. She's pushing for its release, and it's been indicated by the Trump administration, yeah, this might actually be a thing. Now, this will probably cripple the economy if it's in unredacted form, because I have a feeling you're going to get a list of the rich and famous and vapid on there, and various people have been mentioned as possibly being on the Epstein client list. We're not 100% sure. Just because somebody went to the island doesn't mean that they were fucking a 15-year-old. Just because somebody didn't go to the island also, likewise, doesn't mean they haven't done so. So we're not 100% sure exactly what's going on right now. There's a lot that's up in the air. Link in the description, archived, of course. Marsha Blackburn coming out and urging the release of the list. It might be imminent. There are sources, of course, so take that with a grain of salt, saying that it'll be released literally today. Should that happen, it'll be a game changer. Trump may be going scorched earth. It could be that he looked at the list, he sees who's on it and so forth. He probably had it to begin with anyway. And he says, a lot of these people have screwed me over. Let's make sure that their names are unredacted. It could be that that will actually happen. I wouldn't put it past Trump to do so. By the way, full public disclosure with regards to the Epstein client list would be very, very helpful. It would also be good if the FBI, now run by competent individuals, reasonably speaking, could look into Epstein's death. Because I have questions. I do not believe that Epstein killed himself. The story makes no sense. The timeline makes no sense. The conditions, the situation itself, utterly makes no sense. I would like disclosure about that too, just saying. The Epstein list itself might be more important, but Epstein's death also, nobody cried when he died, so to speak, but at the very least, if he was assassinated, in order to shut him up, that should probably be looked into. It's kind of important, that, again, full public disclosure. So we might be getting that list later. But we're not 100% sure. It could be just a spider fart moment, so to speak. It could be that we don't get anything and the day ends and we're like, aww, and then we feel all let down. That's possible. We're not 100% sure. Anytime unnamed sources close to the matter are assuring you of something, there's really no assurance whatsoever. It's more like, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I hope. That's what I'm hoping for. The public deserves the right to know in order to make competent and informed decisions with regards to what celebrities they're watching and giving ad revenue to, which sports stars that they're backing, and sports franchises, plainly, which banks they choose to use, which corporations they choose to do business with, and which politicians they back, etc., etc. I think that it's possible. I think that if it does happen, it'll be Trump effectively dropping an atomic bomb in the lap of all of his political opponents more than anything else. Will it be redacted? Possibly. We're not 100% sure. We have no idea what form it might take. Bondi claims that she has the Epstein list on her desk. Now, some people are getting fickle about the administration. Well, you promised to release the Epstein list on day one. The legal process, getting the lawyers to vet the material and prepare it for release, assuming it's going to be released, is a laborious process. It does not surprise me, therefore, that a month into the administration this is happening. If it is released, that's great. I fully support it. I think it's a good idea. It'll do economic damage, but, you know, we have to deal with that and see who, you know, is screwing the 13-year-olds on Epstein Island and stuff like that. I have a feeling I know some of the names on that list. For obvious legal reasons, I won't weigh in on who I suspect is there. It's kind of obvious in some cases. That being said, it takes time, because if you're going to release that kind of public document, and it's legalese, and lawyers are involved and stuff, it's going to take time. So I'm willing to give them a little bit more time. If it's released today, perfectly acceptable, that's great. If it's released next month, perfectly acceptable, that's great. They have to vet it completely beforehand, or the administration itself will end up so legally embattled that it will be crippled, it will be unable to function. This is how the legal process works. I've got a legal case. It's gone on for months and months and months. It's an expensive, laborious process, and that's for a misdemeanor. That's not talking about, oh, here's a list of several hundred of the richest and most famous people in the world who might be pedophiles. Because you could run afoul of defamation laws. You could run afoul of harassment laws. I mean, look at the legal system right now, how it's treating the Trump administration in the general sense. They're attempting to embargo virtually everything that he's doing. Imagine if the Trump administration therefore releases a list of names associated with child sex trafficking and doesn't properly redact and vet and do all of that sort of thing. They'll get cut to pieces. Every goddamn court in the land will immediately come down around them. What they should do is just, of course, scan it in and then fucking post it on Truth Social or something like that. But that's hoping for too much. It's not going to happen. It's not the way that the legal system works. It's not the way that political administrations work. So this will be vetted, and they will go through it line by line and make sure that there's nothing in there that can trigger a lawsuit. Because if that happens, then all hell fucking breaks loose. And I have, again, a feeling that a very large number of very well-known people representing probably hundreds of billions of dollars in wealth are on the list. The other part is, again, not everyone that went to Epstein Island actually got honeypotted, got entrapped by Jeffrey Epstein. Not everyone that went there banged anything. Some of them were legit just there because they're like, it's a good business vacation, he's got good margaritas or something like that. There are other reasons that you would want to go to a tropical island. Not every one of them was aware of what was going on. So the Epstein client list may be released today. I hope that it is. We need disclosure on this issue, and we have demanded it. We have been promised it. If Donald Trump, if a year from now the list hasn't been released, at least in redacted form, I will jump down Trump's throat and say, look, you know, you promised to release this particular document, and Bondi said it was literally on her desk. Why isn't it public yet? But even if it's released in redacted form, as long as we get some sense of the sort of people that were potentially part of the clientele, I would think that'd be an essential thing. It was literally promised by the administration. Follow through with their goddamn promises. So far, Trump has followed through with many of them. So I have hope. He's done many things already in literally just a short month. Well, a little more now, 5 weeks or thereabouts. He's done a very large amount of things. He's done a very good job, in my opinion, in general. I'm going to give him higher marks than for his first administration, and even then he was doing good. It's just he was obstructed more. That's great. But the Epstein list, yes, it should be released publicly. And so, fairly breaking news, we might get it literally today. If so, there's probably going to be an extra live stream if that happens when the document drops. If I start getting 20 million messages from people saying, oh, here's the Epstein documents, yeah, I'll probably do an extra stream. That's about all. Peace out.